Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm one of the human rights fighters in Finland, fighting for my own case and helping for a number of other people. And my background is I'm a diploma engineer by my studies from the Helsinki Institute of Technology, and I have been working for the major Finnish companies. In the past, United Paper Mills, General Engineering Company, Rosenlew Company. Then I have been a diplomat abroad, working for Minister of Foreign Affairs. Most of my active life I have been abroad. I've been running one company in so-called Near East, and my job position as a diplomat was in Singapore. I was covering a number of countries from our Singapore embassy. And I've been active with the Russian trade, Soviet trade. Now I'm retired, coming back to Finland. I was kidnapped in Russia, in Soviet Union, 1994. And I lost a lot of money, and I couldn't get the help from the Finnish government to regain my money. And I have been facing this grand lack of justice in Finland. You can only learn to know it when you are deeply involved. And there is a lot of mistakes, a lot of system mistakes in the Finnish justice. Just to name one major problem is that in the first court, when the court is processing, they are supposed to make it oral session. So in the protocols, in the judgment, the judge is not writing what has really happened inside the courtroom, but he's writing his own report, his own fantasy. So nobody knows what really has been said in the court. So that's why it's very difficult then to later on to place a claim, because there are no written papers. We have the practice that only the speech of the witnesses is recorded, but these are not written on the paper, and therefore judge is only interpreting how he feels that the case has been going on, and he's writing the report in the way to support his decision. And everybody understands that such a paper is nonsense. And when they make some research work in the universities and thesis and all that, you cannot base your scientific research, your thesis, on the court judgments, because they are in a way falsified. You really don't know what has been going on, what has been said. And everybody understands that if the analysis, I'm a chemist by my profession, so the key point is that the analysis must be correct. But if you take them from the air, you cannot base any studies based on such reports. And in the scientific field, if you are in the chemistry and you make the analysis, then you have to report how you have made the analysis so that later on it can be checked whether your system has been correct. Maybe there's been error. Maybe your machinery you have been testing is not very well calibrated. And now we have this justice system in Finland, and we have fairly good laws. And the basic system is that you are guaranteed a oral sessions, verbal session in every phase. That is in our constitution. But now in practice, only the first stage in the local court, the session is probably oral, verbal. But even there, they make processes inside their own room. And that is already illegal. It's not a proper court process, where the judge is deciding on by his own in his own room. It should be every court process should be open and where each party is able to argue. And then everything ought to be recorded properly, exactly what has been said. So that later on it can be checked that, okay, who said what. And then the next phase in the hovioikeus, that means in the court of the appeal, now they try to make a system that the processes are not anymore verbal, oral sessions. They decide it inside their room. And that's against the constitution. It's impossible, of course, to get a proper judgment when the judges are just thinking by themselves. You don't know how much time they are devoting. They're just looking at the papers, these falsified papers, to start with. And then you get a decision. And the next phase could be to Supreme Court. And of course, you should have access to the Supreme Court. But the system in Finland is that you have to ask permission. And that's against the law also, because everybody should be treated in the same basis. So how somebody is able to get a permission to present his case in the Supreme Court and some other people not? It's not democracy. It is not proper justice, of course. And then the delays, they take too long time. I was just in the Supreme Court, where we have a case which started in the year, or let's say the crime was made in December 2000. And the case is still open in a very grave, process. And we don't know when the Supreme Court is going to handle this case.